I'm going to show you how to make sure that your magazine article when making it does work and does attract your audience specifically and well. So the first thing you need when making your contents page is you need to make sure that you've got it organised. You need to make sure that it's not muddled up. Your audience needs to be able to make sure that they can navigate themselves around, otherwise it'll just be mumbled up, and the whole point of a contents page is to be able to navigate yourself around the magazine. You don't want them to make it complicated to be navigating yourself around the contents page too. So the first thing we'll add is good navigation, good setup. The next thing you need with a contents page is you need to have some picture boosts in there. Picture boosts on a contents page are a thing that the audience looks at. They trigger the mind of the audience. They make them stand out and makes them want to look at those specific articles. So the picture boost needs to be your biggest articles, the best ones that are featured, to make them your audience look at them. So the next thing we'll add is picture boosts. The next thing you have in the contents page is you need to follow the house style colour that you've had previously on your front page. If it doesn't, then they just won't gel together. They won't look like they're coming from the same magazine, and it'll just be like they're two completely different products. You need to make sure that they have worked together, they look similar with the colour scheme, and so that they look like they've come from the same magazine. Otherwise it'll just be like flicking through to a new magazine, it just won't work. So next thing is a clear house style for your colour scheme. The next thing we have would be the fonts. The font needs to be consistent for all of the pieces of contents that you have on it. The headers might be different to create mise-en-scène in it. However, the actual contents themselves, they all need to be of the same or similar fonts in order to make it look like it's organised, to make it look like it's been planned that way. Otherwise it'll just look like it's been muddled together and it doesn't actually look professional like a proper published magazine. So the next thing we have is clear font. And the last thing that you'd need for a contents page would be the language. You need to make sure that the language being used on the contents page is drawing your audience in, it's specific to your audience and your genre of music. You're using abbreviations that your audience will know. Oh my god, quick look. It's all the words that your audience, it will just make them pop and think, I want to read that. You want to get them to look further into your magazine, further into the magazine, to want to buy it, to read more instead of just moving on to another one. So you need to make sure that the language is specific to them, otherwise they just won't be interested. So the last thing that you'd need in a content page is the language. In the end, you'd end up with something similar to this. On this, the genre is pop. You have your picture boosts, which draw people in. They're quite large, so it makes people look at them straight away. You also have some dotted around here. It's clear, it's in boxes, it makes it look professional. There's a header, there's a clear font, the colour scheme is consistent, and it all just works really well to attract your audience specifically.